Guys, the question is Bitcoin fading? It is at the lowest level of dominance it's ever been. In December, it reached $19,783.21. LDN, welcome. Chairman, welcome. Bitcoin did see 1,300% in 2017. Over 19,700 is where. Meta, welcome. Kirsting Frank, welcome. What we've seen is a rise of other cryptocurrencies. And Tuesday, MERBs, welcome back. As you guys may know, MERBs is about number 4 on my superfan list. Wasn't even in the top 10 just 48 hours ago and just blew past everybody. Be number 1 in no time. There's been a rise of the other cryptos, and Tuesday Bitcoin's market cap was at 231.8 billion. That is a new low of 36.1% of total value of the cryptocurrency market. That is the lowest in history for Bitcoin. Its earlier low was 37.6% in June, and to give you some context, it was over 80% of the market share in the start of 2017 last year. As of today, Tuesday, CoinMarketCap, I'm assuming is where this information came from, 640.4 billion was how much we have for market cap for cryptos. All of them combined, the near 1,400 of them. The reason Bitcoin has been losing a lot of the market share are because of popular cryptos such as Ethereum, Ripple, and Litecoin. To give you an example, I'm reading off some notes here. To give you an example, Ripple had 3% of the market cap on December 1st. As of today, it is now up to 14%. So, in the early days of the internet, we saw Netscape. Netscape started to give its market share away, and AOL, dial-up internet, started to give its market share away, right? The money is kind of chasing bigger returns. And also, Ripple was up 36,000% last year. Now the second largest crypto as of recent. So, Ethereum, though, had such a big run yesterday that Ethereum is very close to blowing past Ripple again. But it's something to keep in mind that we could continue to see money chasing returns because, like I just said, we had a 1,300% return last year with Bitcoin, which is amazing, right? But Ripple had a 36,000% return, right? So people want to get in early. They want to be the beginning money, the seed money in the early days, and they want the big returns. So if they feel there's saturation or supply and demand, the demand isn't there, people are going to sell out and they're going to get into some of the other ones, especially if they can be quick with it. Hey, Michael, how you doing? What state are you from? What country are you from? So there you have it. If you're just joining us now, the question is Bitcoin fading? The only question is, it's not so much a price, it's the actual market cap and how they've gone from 80% in the beginning of last year to a new low of 36.1% of the total market cap. Look it up on coinmarketcap.com. You're on Ripple. Okay, Grant Lopes is on Ripple. Tron was a big one. A couple weeks ago, they said they went up 500% in 1 week. Exact same reason you stated, meaning that the money's moving into others. Gangster gold, what does that mean? How do I live? How do I live? I don't know what that means. How do I live? Where do I live is kind of what I was wondering. What does it mean? Just imagine a finite amount of money right now in the cryptos, and imagine that it's just moving from one crypto to the next, right? Just like money moves in the stock market based on what somebody thinks is hot at the moment. So if people, if people think that the Bitcoin's maybe only going to go up 5% here and 10% there, but the other ones are going to go up we had Verge there was an article that came out a week ago said it went up over 86,000% in like a year or something like that. So that was a big one too. That was actually bigger than Ripple. I don't know why they don't credit that one, but that moved way up the list. So if people can move their money into something else, they got a hot new tip or something, then just like for example with Litecoin, if they do find out that Facebook supports it as a payment, just good network, welcome to Periscope. If they do find out that Facebook and Litecoin do something together, that's going to be big news. People are going to jump on it. Haven't heard the latest on Bitstamp verification. Has anybody else on here heard about that? And what's going on with Bitstamp verification? So if you are just getting on now, seeing me for the first time, I do a lot of these scopes. There's about 6 of them. Assemblo, welcome. There's about 6 of them that I was doing earlier. You can catch the replays. A lot of breaking news on some other ones. E-Trade, 6 o'clock Eastern time, started trading futures for Bitcoin. You'll want to check that out, and you'll want to check out about 5 of my other replays as well. You can scroll up. You can look under all the other social networks to follow me. Twitter, Facebook group. We got a Facebook group, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and so forth. Also, you can look under recent, and when you scroll up to look under my name, if you go under recent, you will be able to see all my recent videos that I've done. Also, if you search some of the words like crypto and marketing and investors and investing, investments and all that, you will find me on the search engine on Periscope as well. This operating system Mac. Hi, how's it going, Lewis? I'm not really sure of your question. This operating system Mac. This OS Mac. Not really sure the question. But yeah, so that's the latest news. If you're just joining us right now, I'll quickly go over this real quick again. The question is Bitcoin fading? It's the lowest level of dominance it's ever been. It was over 19,000. I don't know what the MACD means, sorry, based on just that word. 19,700. December went up 1,300% for the year. There's been rise of other cryptos. Bitcoin today got up to 231.8 billion for market value. It's down to 36.1% of the total value of cryptocurrencies, lowest in history. It did reach 37.6% in June. It was over 80% in start of 2017. Mac download. You know, if you go to Bitcoin.com, they have, I think, a Bitcoin app you can download for both Android and Mac. And then also Coinbase seems to be the one a lot of people want to get going on with Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. That's the earlier one to get into as far as the user interface and so forth. Lucifer Sam, welcome. Haven't seen you in a few days. How you doing? Oh, it looks like we got Rick on. Rick, the Cryptomaniac Solano. And Lucifer Sam, I haven't seen you in a few days. Rick, as you guys know, is my #1 super fan on here with the most hearts, and he has been doing crypto for a good solid year, if not more. He does a lot of the research. He provides a lot of the information for people on these scopes. He was on an earlier scope with David Wang and I that we were doing. People are getting him off of Coinbase. Hey, Rick. Rick, let's have Rick answer a few questions. But if you're just joining us now, also, 640.4 billion was the total market cap for cryptos, and it's because Ethereum, Ripple, and Litecoin are starting to pull some of the money away from Bitcoin. Ripple is at 3% of the market share in December 1st, 14% today. Does anybody else want to explain Bitcoin? Distributed ledger for making digital payments, not yet really a currency. Easy money at home. People have been using Coinbase and getting Bitcoin. There's a little bit of speculating to it. Could lose money. There is some risk. Ripple went up 36,000% last year. It's now the second largest. Litecoin is a big one. Yep, Litecoin is definitely in the top 10. Yep, as Cryptomaniac Rick Solano, aka Rick Solano, says, the altcoins are going to be moving. Well, Rick, as you can see, we've got a lot of people on here. We are near some of our all-time highs at 90 plus people right now, so we're definitely probably a featured trending on Periscope right now. So since I've gone through a lot of the details, and Rick, I don't think you were here from the very beginning of it, so some of I hear the sound of Mac download. I Sorry, I don't know what that means, Lewis. But you guys can check the replay if you missed the first half of what I just mentioned. But Rick can check the replay as well later on. But I think you caught most of the information. Also, Lewis, I'm not understanding anything you're saying. I'm sorry. They're not really full sentences. They're just words. I'm not really catching what you're saying. I mean, not really asking like a whole sentence. Actually have 1,600 live viewers. Let me double check. Yeah, we're over 1,700 so far. Amy Crazy World, thank you. I meant kind of like the trending live simultaneously, where like 90 something. But you're correct. The cumulative amount has gotten pretty high. If you guys, is that what he means? Oh, okay, he couldn't mean that. Oh yeah. Okay, you're hearing the sound, so it's kind of hard to hear. Is that kind of what you're saying? You're using the MAC. I thought you meant like Mac download, and you were spelling it wrong, versus McDonald's. So I thought you were talking Mac download. That's why I wasn't understanding what you were saying. So sorry about that. You can see they're only a couple letters off, but yeah. And Amy Crazy Worlds, people can watch on PC. She thought maybe you were saying the same thing. Yeah, the MIC is MC instead of the MAC, and that's where you're throwing me out. Yeah, so Cryptomaniac Rick can hear me just fine. If you saw my earlier scope, Rick, we were talking about Stellar, and Stellar's the hot one of 2018 so far. Ripple's been hot. I mean, it's been hot. I don't know what your thoughts are. Rick, altcoins are looking good. Altcoins have been looking really good. They've been taking away the market share. Yep, Aussie lands issues. They're freezing up bank accounts over there in Australia, aren't they? I've been telling Rick about that. Crypto Bam, yep. I am Ron Orr. I'm out of Bloomington, Minnesota. Rick is on with me. He lives down the road. I've known him for a few years. Been around tech since 1995. Been around real estate since 2002. Been connected with friends who've been in crypto since 2011. But I'm more into the marketing / real estate scene as well. But also with a tech marketing background as well. So, what's the number one thing that begins with M? What's the one thing that begins with M? Monero. Is that what it is? Monero. And let's see, what else? Rick, what has been the biggest news for you this week so far that you've seen with the cryptos? I have mixed feelings about Ripple since it's backed by the banks. It's not decentralized. Yep, it's centralized. That's true. Yeah, Monero. I guessed it. And yep. It's Monero though, right? It's MMA, or it's spelled differently. How to create coin? If you have any ideas, I don't know how to create a coin other than you can look up ICOs how to do that. Bitcoin. Do you want to describe what it is, Rick? In a very simple form. Same. Do you think it will affect crypto future? Yeah, I mean, it's affecting it. I mean, if the other banks follow suit, for sure. Hewan, I don't know your question. Should I invest all my money on Bitcoin? I don't want to give investment advice on that. I know people are diversified, getting into some of them, some of the different ones as well. So, Rick, what do you think are some of the big news items that you've seen in crypto? We've had up to 100 simultaneous live just now, so we'll be having a lot jump on in here to see what he's saying. I'm going to wait, but I want to buy a little and short some too. Yeah, you short them on the futures, right? CME, CBOE. E-Trade just came out today, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Show, I don't know what show is. I didn't catch the first part before the show. Rick, do you want to maybe explain to some people some popular questions? What is Coinbase? I don't think you can write notes down right now, but people want to know what Coinbase is. People want to know about e-wallets. People want to know where you can buy Ripple. Those are some of the popular questions that we get a lot. What is Bitcoin in very simple terms? Bitcoin is one form of digital currency. Go to YouTube and search for what is cryptocurrency. And some people don't really feel it's quite a currency because of the transaction fees and the latency and all that kind of stuff. Crypto lives on. Yeah. How long does it take to settle, Rick? And how long to get your money out and so forth? Bet. I missed the part before the bet to know the context to that part. Rick is going to be answering a few questions for us. Trump admin cronies will stop and end Bitcoin. Or what are your what are your thoughts also that is just, they're not going to so much end it as just regulation. I mean, they're going to want a way to maybe make some money on it with regulation and slow it down a little bit. Make sure taxes are being paid on it, not necessarily end it. That's kind of my thought on it. It just hasn't reached quite the market cap. I mean, when it starts getting up to $1 trillion or $2 trillion market cap, I think it's going to get to that point. I think it's going to get interesting. Yeah, there's so many. There's Banking of Bitcoin is a documentary that was on Netflix last year. Don't know. I think it could even go down or flat DJN because the money could go into something else, into other altcoins. But I've had it take 5 or 6 days. 5 or 6 days to cash out is what Rick's saying. So yeah, it can take a little bit of time. But I had a guy that was on yesterday, the day before. Jason. Yeah, Jason. Can I give it? Yeah, for sure, Jason. You can always give an opinion. Yeah, DJ, thanks. It's been growing. Can I give an opinion? Yeah, definitely give your opinion on stuff. We welcome everybody on here. Regulation, yes, but once they get their pause in, most will move on dropping value. Yeah, the demand will drop for sure once that happens. Oh, you think Bitcoin's a waste of time? And honest opinion, yeah, Jason, I think it's definitely an opinion. What do you think about the fact, though, that blockchain and cryptocurrency is the future still? What are your thoughts on that? And maybe it just moves away from Bitcoin into some other technology, such as Ripple or whatever they're trying to do. Yep, crypto boomer, go to GDAX, which is owned by Coinbase, and fees are much cheaper. There you go. Yeah, and some people, yeah, they say keep it on the exchange to keep it cheaper. Yeah, the price for Bitcoin's different on the different exchanges based on how long it takes, I think, to trade it. And why the distrust with Bitcoin? I guess most people don't know about blockchain. Why is the distrust? It's, anything to do with fiat, anything to do with it's air. I mean, it's numbers. I mean, if people don't, I generally find people under 40 are a little bit more receptive to it because they understand the tech and the underlying blockchain concept because they were kind of there. They grew up with the internet, right? Do you know anyone that's cashed out on Bitcoin? Is that the question? Cryptomaniac, who's on here, he has cashed out a handful of times or a few times. He's been around Bitcoin a year plus, and he's cashed out. And like he was just saying before, about 5 minutes ago, 5 to 6 days. I thought Bitcoin was a waste of time. Then I bought at 900 a coin. It's now at 15K. Yeah, and it was almost at 20K. I mean, imagine how much money crypto's made. I mean, had he gone in a little bit more money, maybe he'd be semi-retired right now, right? That's how amazing Bitcoin is and what it can do for you. Ethereum is a big one. Yep, Ethereum was number 2. Ripple took it over, and it is now number 3 now, but it had a huge day yesterday, so it's almost number 2 again. How do you cash it out? Crypto, do you want to explain that? Coinbase, you have the interface allows you to buy or sell. A pretty simple interface. I've had Rick last week on a speaker conference call, and he was explaining that to an investor friend of mine from the real estate world. Yeah, right now I know Rick's hodling. He's holding on because he's just like that. It keeps going up and up and up. Yep, Bitcoin ATMs are around. We got our first one, I think, in the summertime in Columbia Heights. I was telling Rick about that in the summer. Is Bitcoin an effective central bank intervention in markets? Is Bitcoin effective central? Don't know quite the way you asked the question, but are central banks affecting it, or can they affect it? And I think they can at some point. I think it's actually a hedge almost against central banks that print all the money. Is this really happening? Potential money? Amy, it's madness. It's crazy. It's actually a crazy world, right? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Certain tokens, yes, I've held on to my Bitcoin except for what I've used to diversify. Amy, I think what it really is I think all this printing of money over the last 10 years, the quantitative easing, the QE, is now turning into QT, which is quantitative tightening. There's so much money that's been printed that the world is kind of liquid with the stocks and the cryptos and the exchanges and everything else. The the world's very digital. It's intangible now. It's not like tangible real estate. UNY. Okay, let's write that one down. UNY. Let's look that up. Where is that ranked on CoinMarketCap? It's real estate is very tangible, so it takes time to sell, especially when the supply demand inverts. But being that everything's digital now and it's very intangible, everything is very liquid and it moves very fast. Yeah, Tron's got a really cool underlying technology. Manic is not big on Bitcoin. Just only got involved since November, so all mind blowing. Yeah, it is, and I think it's just so because of that. People have different opinions on Bitcoin. Just keep listening and see what some of the other opinions are. We've had 105 people live on here at one point. We've had well over 3,000 people on here so far. So you're going to get some different opinions on here from other people as well as far as some of the other altcoins. You know, I think we're in a world where if you can just imagine, just like there's a finite amount of like Bitcoins, but there's far more than a finite amount of US dollars, right? Because of all the printing. So just imagine all these dollars moving around. Gold, yep, gold's been around a long time. And mine and invest, money in mining, for sure. Bitcoin isn't for everyone, fair statement. Just imagine that people have all this money and they just need to move it into something, right? So just moving it around to different cryptocurrencies, wherever they think the money's going to go up the fastest. Crypto amya. You're addicted to the crypto, I suppose. I think Substratum is a game changer also. I have not looked into that. Maybe tell us a little bit about that. Yeah, I actually have a really good friend that's been in real estate. He's been around foreclosures. He's an expert in the stock market. He's not real big on crypto because he's actually he owns a gold mining company or a partner in one, actual gold. And he's been doing that for a while. And I'm going to get him on the show. His name's Jason. He's going to get on the show and talk to us about gold sometime. So if you want to watch that. Yes, Bitcoin is fading because it's forked too much. Smart. Yeah, Bitcoin did fork. Yep. Into Bitcoin Cash, and then the other one too, the B2X or whatever. And they're just trying to speed up and lower the transaction costs. Decentralized web platform. Oh, okay. With movement of 10% up or down, seems so scary. Cryptocurrency and the blockchain technology is on the threshold of going mainstream. Super Bitcoin coming. Do they really, Fat Uncle Phil? Good to see you back. Maybe you've been on here for a little bit. I haven't seen you in a day or two. But I saw you in a couple other scopes, and I said hi to you, and I don't think you said hi back, but that's okay. Real estate's good. Yep, real estate's good if you get the residual income, you get the cash flow. No, I missed the no forking comment. I forget which one it was, Fat Uncle Phil, that I saw you on. It might have been the one that the guy that plays the piano or whatever. That might have been the one where I saw you on that one. Yep, real estate's good. I've been around real estate since 2002, tech since 95. Okay, Star Mantic. Yeah, let me do a little thing on the gold. Good friend of mine, known him since the first day of the year. Second day of the year, I think. So I think today would be my 15th anniversary of knowing him, actually. When I first met him in real estate school. To the day, I think, actually. And he's been in a lot of businesses and done different stuff like I have. He held a lot of, next 3 years are going to be very exciting for those who see some of it. He's been an expert in real estate, holding rental properties, foreclosures. He's an expert in that, quite a bit on that. And then he has been a lot of different things. Yep, that's true. A lot of Americans can't. You get a lot of good information on that on Zero Hedge. So he's like I said, he's a real good friend of mine, and he lives here locally, and we connect every couple months or so. And he's been self-employed in different businesses the same amount of time as me, about 16 and a half years. And we bounce ideas off of each other a lot. And I'm trying to think, he definitely was big into stocks. He still is big into stocks. Taylor Swifty, then they need to take at least the guy that does the Bubba show. He was working closely with that guy. That's been all over CNBC and stuff. Commercial is a totally different animal. I have some friends that are doing that right now. Residential is probably how most people are going to need to start into the business. They need to do cash flow and so forth. I can talk to people about real estate if you have some specific questions. I held a handful of rentals from 2002 to 2008 when I had to get out of the market because it was crashing. Thanks, Macawizen. But so my friend is definitely big into stocks, but he's been around a company that has been into gold mining and they were down in Colombia right now. They are mining some actual gold. Make me some money. Like Wisdom Dude, teach me more. Don't trust ghost currency. That's fair. That's fair. So I don't. Which one am I teaching you more of? So yeah, Starmanic. So he is in gold mining. He's down in Colombia. They got whatever you want to call it. Worked with the government, got the contracts and so forth. He showed me a short video. He's like, here's our first batch that came in or whatever. He's very smart in a lot of different areas. He can talk about the macro economy as well. And so I do want to, if you want to connect with me on Messenger, Starmantic, if you want to connect with me on Messenger, I'll be happy to introduce you to him as well. I am meaning to get him on here to talk about gold at some point and how the process works, and there's probably stocks involved with this company as well. Facebook Messenger, yep, Facebook Messenger, just Ron, or if you want to contact me, yeah, Macus. Everybody spells it different. How come? Is it spelled differently as MAC in other places? Yeah, I got to get some good internet, or not good internet, just any internet. And the Bitcoiner missed the ride. Bitcoin, some people are getting into altcoins. If you want to ask Rick, that's his take on it. Yeah, Starmantic, why don't you DM me on gold? You can look under Ron or Com. I will contact you. Yes, 72org, also contact me. If you scroll up, you will be able to see where you can follow me on every single one. I like Messenger the most. DM on Instagram is fine as well. It's a little hard to find you on Twitter if you're. You can try a DM. I think either I have to follow you, you have to follow me for that to work. But I prefer, DM on Instagram. It won't get lost. Messenger, it won't get lost. Rate gold is going to run. Yep, I wish that would be cool as well. If the Fed, but the Feds are raising the rate, so they're not really cutting the rate. There are a lot of anxiety around Bitcoin, lots of anxiety around it. Yep, I missed that you're saying these are coming in fast now. Ripple, it's not too late to get into Bitcoin. It's more expensive. It's not too late to get into Bitcoin. It's just more expensive. XRP 225, nice. Yep, that one. What did we say? 14,000% it went up. Can you buy fractions of Bitcoin? You can. Yep. Cryptomaniac can confirm that you can buy fractions. What coin do you prefer? People are just diversifying. Cryptomaniac, he's diversifying as well with a lot of the different altcoins. You invest in Bitcoin, give me gold. What are you talking about? George, we're talking about a lot of different things. People want to talk about gold a little bit, some of the altcoins, some of the cryptocurrencies. We talk a little bit about real estate. TRK, do you mean TRX or TRK? Potcoin, I haven't heard about that one, but obviously California just legalized as of yesterday. A lot of it is percentages, correct? 100% passing on Bitcoin, everyone's just following Ty about Bitcoin. So you think Ty's got everybody in it. It's not. I think a lot of other people are in it besides him. But yeah, Starmantic and the other one, why don't we connect on the gold thing? What is Bitcoin at now? Was that 15 something today, I think. XRP on Coinbase this month. That's been a rumor so far from what I've been hearing. 88 next to fly. Yeah, possibly. Is that still in the top 10, George? Is that one still in the top 10? Yeah, I noticed when we get up to 125 to 130 people live simultaneously, the comments come in pretty fast, and they're try to keep up with them. We're at 136 peak, which is a new record. I've not hit that before. 4190 so far on this one. So Bitcoin, fist bump. Yep, Cardano is still in top 10. Crypto says Cardano ADA is still in the top 10. That one's a hot one. So yeah, on this, so you'll see my hashtags on here as investors, investments, and so forth about my cousins in the channel. Okay. I've been around tech since '95, been around real estate since 2002. So what that's allowed me to do is network with a lot of investors and people that have been self-employed for a lot of years, 15 to 30 years. I would actually talk to my friend. I can connect you with my friend about the gold. If you want to connect with me on Messenger or whatever, his takes on it. He's very into the macro economy, and he likes to talk about some of that stuff and read some of the zero hedge stuff like me. So he has very cool opinions on it. He follows it, obviously, since he's, dealing with his business, which he's been dealing with for 7 to 10 years or whatever. But he'll also be able to give you perspectives based on real estate and, some of the other, type stuff as well. What do you guys think Sean should do as far as Bitcoin? Some of the other people like altcoins. Crypto, which ones are you going to be into? I know you're looking into Verge, you're looking into Tron. Very interesting. All the best from the UK. Okay. Well, thank you very much, 333 from the UK. I appreciate it. It's good to know that we got people from lots of different areas on here as well. So yeah, if you're just joining me, I have connected with and networked with quite a few real estate people over the years, and I've helped them a lot with the marketing and connections with others. Yeah, if you were smart enough, you would have sold at 19. Yeah, it was up to 19.7, right? Merbs, you're also from the UK. Welcome. Okay, I have not been over to that area. I might sell my Verge. It's having issues. Oh, okay. So with crypto, can I invest real estate? Kind of. I mean, there's a few people taking Bitcoin. Not a lot. I mean, starting to make news articles a little bit. Some will accept your Bitcoin. Lamborghinis you can buy. That's not a good investment, though. From Saudi Arabia, welcome. Okay. Do a lot of people have internet connection in Saudi Arabia? Hey, from Luke Vela, long-term BTC and LC will be all that is left. Litecoin's a big one. Ripple's, I think Ripple could be long-term too, though, by the way it's looking right now. Yeah, I think we got up to 141, which is pretty good. I invested in XRP, Ripple, money bags, like the name. I recommend that right now since it's low in price. You're saying XRP, well, it's not as low as it was like a week ago, but yeah, you're thinking based on how far it could go projections, you think the 225 is pretty low. Is that your take on it? They're already at almost like 40% of Bitcoin for the market share. Ripple will survive. I like IOTA. Yeah, we haven't talked about IOTA in like a week or so. Yeah, Ripple could be around a long time. Ripple kind of financial institutions can trade with each other. It's almost like a gift card of storing of information, money, and it's to try to keep the country-to-country transaction fees down. Yeah, XRP is centralized. Yep, not like a decentralized. The company that owns the majority share of it. I haven't heard of you guys. What are you invested in percentage diversified real estate? So I held most of my rentals in 2002, 2007, and then I got out throughout 2008, and then the cycle just went way up, and I didn't get back in as the cycle was going back up. I think we're very high in the cycle right now. Goes against, okay, I made a profit with Ripple, but the fact is not decentralized. True. But crypto said 225 is not bad at all. I recommend people get in for the long haul. Okay. You like it. You're very bull long term. I like Ethereum. Ethereum's hot. It might come back to the number 2 spot. ID recognition for Coinbase. Taylor's not a big fan. What do you think about Coinbase, Rick? Yeah, I've noticed that it's kind of had some issues for some people. Yep, IOTA, MIOTA, same one. They have ATM Bitcoin machines. Starmantic, I mentioned to crypto in about June that Columbia Heights, which is a northern suburb over here, got our first ATM machine. I have not heard any news stories since then, but I let him know that we did finally get an ATM machine for Bitcoin, because I know he was talking about it the entire year. Cryptomaniac, him and I spent a lot of time this summer over in the Minneapolis uptown area. So if any of you are from Minnesota too, let's connect. But so because I've networked with a lot of investors, I have built relationships with people that know real estate, foreclosures, wholesaling, gold, stocks, cryptocurrencies. We got Rick on here right now. Coinbase has a lot of issues and the fees are high, but it's very user-friendly. That's what he says, user-friendly for most people. There's California. I don't live in California, but I've seen them. They have them in California, but okay. Rick Cryptomaniac's actually from California, but he lives in Minnesota now. He's from the beach area. What is a good platform to exchange Bitcoin to fiat besides Coinbase? To exchange Bitcoin to fiat. You mean exchange it to US dollars, which is fiat? Because to cash out on that, you just transfer it over to your bank based on what Cryptomaniacs told me before. We got a Binance, though, is a thing here as well. So yeah, if you guys ever want to connect with an investor, you want kind of more of a warm introduction. I probably won't do it through Twitter so much, but I mean, I like when you guys follow me on Twitter, but I need something that's more of a direct message, because I'll probably eventually give you the person's phone number. I'll talk to you briefly and then give you the person's phone number. But yeah, for sure, Starmantic. Thanks for getting me on Gold Messenger or a direct message on Instagram. What about Stratus? And I got that in my profile. You can check it out. What about Stratus? I haven't been really hearing about that. Yep, CoinSpot, GDAX, or Binance is the answer to the previous question. Coinbase has a new US dollar wallet. Chad, did I see that on Bitcoin.com? Is that the new one to download that I saw? MERBs, Coinbase, best place to start trading. Then on to GDEX. Yep. So GDEX underlaying under the Coinbase. So I would probably talk to you a little bit and just kind of understand a little bit about what you're trying to accomplish. And then if you want to talk to like a real estate agent expert on investing, cash flow properties, apartment buildings, whatever, then I can connect you with the gold person, the stock person, whatever. You know, they're not going to want to talk to 50 people a day, but like if I, you know, grab a couple people a day that, you know, are excited to talk to an expert in a particular field and want to know how to get into that field, I'd be happy to introduce you to them. And I just probably help a lot of those guys with marketing is probably what I'll do long term. I want to pay my student loans with Bitcoin. Yeah, tailored swiftly, I like the name. Yeah, Rick could have, if he would have had student loan, he would have been able to pay a lot of it based on the money he's made so far this year off of Bitcoin, and now he's getting into some of the other ones like Ripple and Verge and so forth. So there does seem to be a little bit of a game of speculation, a little bit of a game of like picking which one is going to be the next hot one next. We don't know if some big players are throwing a lot of money in it. Still holding Ripple. It was cheap before it soared. So it looks like Rick might have just dropped off for a second. I'm sure he'll be right back. We're over 5,000 people so far on here. Yep, he is back. It looks like we lost it for just a second there. So, yeah, we have a lot of people trending. Are there any other questions that you guys have on here? I would long-term like to connect you with different experts in the investor field, as a lot of them see me, oh, you hit the wrong button, Rick. A lot of them see me as kind of a marketing person locally here for them. Seems to stay flat for a long time now. Well, Verge was up quite a bit. Hey, Crypto Boomer, thanks for following me on Twitter. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was up a lot. Wasn't that the one that was up 861,000% in the last year or so? So maybe it's been flat for a few days or something like that. But I was kind of telling, I told Rick about that, Crypto Maniac about that, and I also told him about Tron as well. So yeah, I know, you know, real estate agents that help with investment properties, cash flow properties. Are we talking apartments, duplexes? No matter what state you're in, we connect you with the right person. I'm hearing that Verge might have some issues. USI Tech, yep, Crypto Boomer. There's a guy, Dr. G something, that does ones on he's from USI Tech, and he does a lot of late night, midnight ones, or 1 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Eastern AM time type scopes. He's from USI Tech, and he'll teach you about that as well. Julian, yep. And let's see what else. Yeah, I mean, I know different real estate agents that I've helped consult with on marketing and stuff. And they've you know, some of them have flipped over 50 properties. I have friends that have flipped 100 properties, and I have even had them on here if you want to check the replays. Dr. G, yeah, Crypto Boomer. I don't know how to spell his last name. I always forget how to spell it, but I know he used to be in the stock market. The 2 or 3 times, and Rick might actually remember what his name is. I know some people on here before remembered his name. And it starts with a G though, I think, and it is Doc or something. I bought some REQ request transfer today. It was 75 cents. I'm not really sure what that is. Maybe Chad, you can explain a little bit what that is. But the doctor guy who does the USI scopes, he's with the USI Tech. He, I think he does like hour scopes or more, and he gets, you know, I've seen him get 10,000 people on there, so he does a good job. And yeah, that's one that you can check out on that. But you know, to be able to do one on like gold mining or something like that, and what that looks like actual gold mining, I'll have to get my friend Jason on here sometime, and he'll be able to talk with you guys about it. BC will be replaced. It takes huge amounts of energy and it does, doesn't it? And I just did a reply on how much it costs in every single state. I can't believe the difference. I can't remember his name. I've only been on his scopes a couple times. Yeah, Rick, would you say his name is Doctor, and then the first letter is G, and then I don't know if it's an O or what it is, but it's something like that. It's about 6 letters long, I think, on the last name. And I do remember him telling a story of how he used to be like really big in the stock market at one point. But yeah, we'll get some of the different experts on here. We've had a couple like real estate experts on here. One guy who invests in the health business now, that was in real estate, did over 100 properties flipped, did a lot of land stuff. We talk about contract for deed. Might talk about real estate marketing as well. You know, we talked about credit repair. We've talked about, that's like a big part of what we've done for real estate. Just kind of going through the pipeline and going through the journey of fixing credit and getting in with 3% down and so forth. Dr. Garfield, that is a good guess. I can almost positively know that it's not Garfield, but because I would remember that if it was Dr. Garfield. But I watch Steve and Pauline a lot, and some dude named Ron. Or yeah, you know, Rick, I was actually talking to Steve and Pauline on direct message on Twitter today. We've actually been talking back and forth for the last 2 or 3 days, Steve and I. He actually just told me about probably two hours ago, hour and a half ago, Rick, that Steve actually lived in Minneapolis for 6 months. You should mention that to him on his next show, that he was an intern in the Minneapolis area for 6 months. And I did not know that until he mentioned that to me just about an hour and a half ago. It was direct message on Twitter. And I go on his show often as well. XRPM Breakout now 2:30. Wow, it's up to 2:30 now? Request Network was described as PayPal for crypto on Cryptomaniacs. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm still trying to take that in. Oh, thank you for the super heart. Yeah, mention that. I heard you in Minnesota, where myself and Ron Orr live. Just mention that to him. But he's out traveling the world. I think he said 17. We were talking back and forth on DM a little bit today, but I think he said 17 countries this last year is how many he was at. I was going to ask, the super heart. So I've seen the super heart thing for the last couple months. What exactly does it mean? Do you have to pay for the super hearts? And you have like a certain amount of them, kind of a finite amount, kind of like Bitcoin? Or super hearts? How much are super hearts worth, Rick? What do you think? I think you have to pay for them. So I wonder when super hearts, what's the symbol for that? When is that going to end up being on Coinbase, and how much is that going to go for? Yeah, I don't quite understand how the super hearts work, but I appreciate them. Okay, Julian, Dr. George Kusnides, that sounds right. Thank you for that. So that's the answer to the earlier question that was asked. You can check him out. He does super heart contests. Oh, okay. But what exactly does it do for everyone? Bitcoin, coin, Kalmati, Minion. I don't know what all those words mean. So the guy that I was just telling you that does the USI one, is that his Cosmidas? Is that his last name? You know, I don't know this for sure. I think I've been on 2 or 3 of them just briefly, and I think they're pretty late. Like, I want to say about 1:30 Eastern time in the morning. They're usually pretty late, maybe 12 or 1 in the morning. Yep. Okay. Julian, do you actually go on his scopes? Can you confirm that time, that I'm correct on that? But he does a good job. He's obviously an intelligent guy and knows about investing as well. And I think the topic is usually, crypto related, being that his profile talks about USI and he talks about it as well. So I was on an earlier scope with Steve and Pauline, and they were, okay, Crypto Boomer, thank you, Dr. George Cosmidas. Okay, you can find him on the replays of the search of Periscope as well. I think I was on earlier when they were doing the super hard thing, Rick. I think I saw that. He is very laid back, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's about health, too. He does talk about medical type stuff. He answers medical. And speaking about medical, we had if you want to check one of our replays, Investing in Health was actually, we had Garrett on there, who's a real estate agent expert. Rick Solano has met him in person. We also had Rick Myrie on there, who's flipped over 100 houses. He's also done a lot of land stuff, and he's also into the health business as well now, like the doctor. And he's not a doctor, though. Rick isn't. He works with a supplement that he likes. And Rick Solano has been meaning to meet Rick Myrie, who was on that replay. If you guys, I don't know how many of you guys caught that. It's about 7 days ago. Very welcome. And so Rick Solano, we got to get you together with Rick Myrie as well to talk. You can cash the super hearts in for cash once you get so many. Wow, Jamie. Cash the super hearts in for cash once you get so many. Wow. Oh, you have 30. I thought you were going to say on super hearts. I have $320 on Bitcoin. That's awesome, Hera. I thought you were going to say you had 320 on super hearts for a second there. He has 74 scopes on his page. Julian, thank you. That's great information. 74 scopes is a lot of information. AJ Carpio. Rick, what do you think? Is it too late to invest in Bitcoin? I mean, if you bought it 7,500, you know, I mean, a lot of the money's been moving away from Bitcoin into other altcoins, you know. I mean, I don't know if that's an indicator for supply and demand. Use those super hearts to buy crypto. Rick has a good point there, too. Yeah, I wonder if you can do that on an exchange or something like that. The Periscope super heart. There'd be the PSH symbol, probably. But yeah, I mean, I suppose you would need a lot of super hearts, though, probably like 10,000 or something like that. So yeah, we've got a lot of good questions answered today. Who on here, super hard coin, I agree with you. Who on here has caught a few replays today? And what was the biggest story of the day that you caught on the replays? I'm just curious to hear from some others on that. We have 5,660 people on so far. We are 63 trending right now. Steve and Pauline have a crypto thing. We have Tales from the Crypto is another one that you guys can check out. I've heard of Neo. I haven't studied it a lot. It is on the coinmarketcap.com. I've been learning, searching for mentors. I want to invest the money I make from music. Okay. Peter buying millions in Bitcoin. AJ, 1 second. Peter buying millions in Bitcoin. Okay. AJ, the Steve and Pauline will teach you on a 7-hour class. 3 classes, 7 hours that will teach you how to do the Bitcoin. No relation to Bobby Orr. My grandpa's name was Robert Orr, though, but no relation to him. I know he's really top hockey player. I'm a Wayne Gretzky fan. Bitcoin test Lightning Network and big news. Yep, they did. Okay, Ty Lopez and Sam Owens. Okay. Yeah, AJ, I was watching Ty Lopez, and I mentioned his pink shirt, and they didn't like that so much, I guess. And even though he was making fun of his pink shirt, I thought I would just join in 5 minutes later and be like, oh, yeah, this is a killer pink shirt. So must have had a filter on or something. They didn't care for it so much when I did that. But AJ, yeah, Steve and Pauline, if you want to check one of my replays, it's called Bitcoin Training. It has a link right to their training where you can PayPal them and get into the private scopes to learn about Bitcoin. Heard Neo supposed to be up 3,000% next year. I have not heard that, but that's interesting. Hey Rick, do you want to write down a note on Neo? No relation to the Matrix, but let's look that up and see what the future is on that. Peter Thiel, I think I'm spelling it wrong. Okay, Peter Thiel, the Peter Thiel. Oh, okay, sorry, Peter. I know what you're saying. Now you're answering the previous question of the big story of the day. Peter Thiel was a co-founder of PayPal. He was the early investor in Facebook, and he's buying millions of dollars of Bitcoin. I think, Rick, you heard about that. You saw my replay earlier in the day, so you probably would have caught that early on in the day from me on that. But yeah, Merbs, welcome back. Merbs, like the number 4 super fan for us. Hey Rick, maybe if you can write down Neo, let's look into that based on some advice, see that tip, and see if it's a really good one. Yeah, so you saw that. That was a pretty big story today, I thought. I think the Stellar one was pretty big too. Rick, did you see that? Where Stellar's the biggest one of 2008 so far. I think it was like 56% up since Friday. I want to diversify my money and invest in multiple things. Okay, well, AJ Carpio. Tell you what, maybe I'll connect you with some music people as well. I know those people as well. Most of them are in Minnesota, of course, but yeah, let me know. Just connect with me on Messenger, connect with me on Instagram, and we'll just kind of see what your thoughts are as far as diversifying. I mean, like I said, I know people in gold, people in real estate, people in stocks. I mean, people in pretty much any of those things. And I've known a lot of them for years. What's a good buy right now? JB, what do you think crypto? What do you think is a good buy for him? Let's ask crypto what he's into. I think he's into Ripple. I think he's into Tron. You're into Verge. You might sell Verge. You're into Bitcoin, bet in Bitcoin. Merbs likes Tron. Big proponent of it. Stellar's doing well. Probably good buy. Yeah, was it 56% since Friday? I think I threw away my notes on that, but that one moved up to the number 8 spot according to coinmarketcap.com. So that one's really big now. We've got a lot of really good questions and a lot of really good comments from everyone so far today. They've been really intelligent. We got a really intelligent crowd here, I can tell. So the question is what is the part that you're most excited about in 2018? Is it a particular coin? Is it a particular investment? Just curious. ready to change my image and become more professional in progress and laugh about making. Yeah, okay. AJ, I can respect that. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I'll connect you with plenty of people. I mean, connect you with musical, connect you with, whatever. I mean, you can meet a few of them. Just decide what sounds best to you, whether it's stocks or whether it's real estate and cash flowing real estate, apartment buildings, cryptos. You want to talk to somebody on cryptos, that crypto class thing that I told you about. And then I bought some ash. It looks like Jamie's working with you as well. Yeah, that'd be cool too. I bought some ash when it was trading. I saw the amount, didn't see the amount it was trading. Crypto, but I think other people caught that. Keep in mind too, if you ever see some information that you like on here, some tips, or just information, you don't have a pen handy, you're in the Periscope app, so you can't really type it on your device. You don't have another device handy. Go ahead and do a screen capture. You have a better chance of investing in crack. Montana is not a fan of crypto, I suppose. I'll message you on Instagram. I love the knowledge you're sharing. Hey, thanks, Chelsea. Nice, I'll message you on Instagram. Yeah, definitely Instagram direct message or Messenger would be really good for me, and just kind of mention what your handle is here on Periscope so I just know who I'm talking to again. It helps if you do it within 24 hours too, because if it's like 3 months from now, it might be a little hard to remember the original conversation. Bitcoin is fluctuating a lot. Yep, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's at like 15 something right now. The question on should you invest in Bitcoin, everyone's going to have a different opinion. Yeah, AJ. Yeah, it's hard to. Within 24 hours. I know some people. I've talked to people that are on here, and I think Carolina's on here. South Carolina, Maryland. We've had people that want to invest in real estate, and I'm like, yeah, reach out, direct message me on Instagram or Messenger, and I haven't heard from them in the last day or two, but I mean, they may get back to me in like a week or a month or something. It's just sometimes it's going to be harder to remember that original conversation. But yeah, Bitcoin has been fluctuating a lot, and it got up to 19.7, got down to 10,400, and I mean, it was like a 45% dip, and then it was up 55% in like a half a day. Rick, you remember that? Crypto Maniac remembers that. That was a big one. So, Rick, if you want to research NEO, just see where that one's at, because the earlier person was saying, forget your name, but they were saying that one they think is going to go up quite a bit in 2018. Stellar's the big one so far. Trying to think of what else has been really big news. I mean, most of the big news that came out today is pretty much all on my replays. I've done about 7 of them so far, so you'll be able to catch those replays. Some of them are short, some of them are 2 minutes long, a couple of them probably are 5 or 10 minutes long. And Rick usually keeps up pretty well with the replays. And Rick, if you're just joining, is a super fan. I have 10 super fans, and people are jousting for positions constantly, and Rick is number 1. He's been number 3 or 4 in the last week, but he is number 1 right now. Andrew is a friend also from Minneapolis. He's moved down to the 2nd or 3rd position now. And what do you think about Capricorns? I think that's a good name, Capricorns. I like that. Just like Capricorn. I have not heard about it, just Capricorn. Yeah, I'll be researching late into the night. What are your thoughts, Crypto Maniac? Have you heard of Capricorns? Hi, Zinab. I have not, but I do like that name. That's a catchy name, kind of like Capricorn. So, still got a lot of people rotating on here right now, so it's good demand. A lot being learned in the community here. Out of subject, what do you think of graphene stocks? I'm not a super big expert in the stock market. I was kind of doing day trading, swing trading about 20 years ago. Graphene I haven't heard about, so you say something about .com crypto. I missed something about the .com crypto. I missed the last part of it. It faded off my screen. Okay, yeah. I mean, my friend who's a gold expert, who I was just talking about, he's been an expert in stocks for a while. He does stock options. He worked under a fairly well-known name that's been on CNBC quite a bit. He was kind of like a protege of him, and I'd be happy to introduce you to him if I'm talking about gold or stocks. Just when I say I'll introduce people, I really just need you to reach out to me on Messenger. If you reach out to me on DM on Instagram, that would be the easiest way for me to connect you with them. I may want to talk to you for a few minutes or 30 minutes before I introduce you, just to kind of get a feel for the context of what you're trying to accomplish and so forth, so that I can do a proper, fair introduction to the person I'm introducing you to. A lot of these people in the future, I probably at some point will, help them with their marketing. Some of the people in the real estate business I may already be helping with in marketing with some different ideas and so forth. So just so you know that. But yeah, I mean, what brings you guys on here today? Is it the crypto? Is it the stocks? Is it just a general investor? Is it crypto, real estate, stocks? What is it? Is property a good investment where you are? MERBs, that's a good question. If you get cash flow, it's a good investment. If you get it in cheap enough, if you get a discount on foreclosure, if you get a wholesale deal, it can be, if you get enough, cash flow coming in every month, because crypto doesn't really have cash flow. Bitcoin is king, so Chipit is a big fan of crypto. And some people, Bitcoin is a big fan. Milk Boy, what is fake exactly? Bitcoin? Or I'm a professional marketer online. Crypto is a big attraction. Yeah, crypto boomer. Yes, I'm professional marketer online. That's cool. You like video marketing a lot for the future, crypto boomer? Yes, I am. Okay, I forget. Ship it. Oh yeah, you're a big fan of Bitcoin. Okay, yeah, I've been around the tech business since about '95. Been a fan of marketing since I was in my family business since I was 7. Jamie Real, cash flow is king. Cash flow is king. Yep. Cash is also sometimes king, but cash flow can be really king because right now all kinds of coins. Okay, cool. Because a lot of people are moving a lot of cash around because they're trying to find that cash flow. They're trying to find that return. And sometimes real estate's not fast enough for them. Forex. I don't do Forex. I've got 1 or 2 guys on my Facebook. One of them for sure has been in crypto for a few years. He's probably into Forex. And then I have another guy that I don't know quite as well that is having a really good time on Forex, and he's doing really well. So if you're into Forex, currency trading, a lot of that stuff. Since we're on that topic, FX, Japan from the age of 30 to 49, I've heard as much as 40% of Bitcoins are being purchased from Japanese people in that age group. I've seen a lot of big internet marketers move into the crypto space in the last year. Yeah, for sure. Rick, I would agree. As Boomer was just mentioning, he's into marketing and he's seeing a lot of, like I am, he's seeing a lot of the energy around the crypto space right now. I can think of some internet marketers I've seen around for a long time, and they've been around a long time, and I just saw in the last few weeks or the last month, I really saw them jumping on the whole cryptocurrency thing. So that's something I'm starting to see a lot of now. Yes, I'm a master of video marketing and also SEO, but moving to authority stacking. Okay. Well, authority stacking, maybe we could talk more about that. We could talk about it on here, or we could talk about it later on Messenger. I liked doing SEO from, I forget which year it is. Basically, probably the last 10 years, but more so previous to the last 2 or 3 years. I always enjoyed SEO. I was able to get some decent results from it. I think it's very, very top of the funnel, personally. SEO is search engine optimization. It's the idea of getting ranked. Most people think of it as getting ranked in Google or Yahoo. It's actually much more than that, getting ranked in Amazon. I'm a fan of HVN, Harvey Dent. Yep, Pivx list art. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dent. You're talking about Dent Coin, not Harvey Dent, or not Harry Dent. Pivx will rock. Okay, haven't studied that one. Maybe Rick Ken. Don't mean to drop names, but I was surprised to see Mac Mills jump into crypto. Yeah, I think he's just got a good audience. He's got a good size audience, so he can kind of get them to do what he's built the relationships with them. When you look deeper, crypto solves a problem. That's always a win. Yeah, I mean, some of them solve different problems than other. NGC and NAG I haven't heard about. Mana's been kind of a new one too. The NGC and NAG I haven't been hearing about as much. Ship it. But yeah, the SEO is search engine optimization. You're trying to rank at the top of Amazon. I've had success ranking at the top of Craigslist for marketing. You're trying to rank at the top of Periscope. You're trying to rank at the top of Google and Yahoo and Bing and Facebook and Instagram with hashtags, right? Alibaba backs NAGA. Okay, did you hear about the Alibaba news today? It was MoneyGram tried to partner up with a bank that was backed by Alibaba, and it was denied by government or regulations or something like that. It's kind of all over the news. Yeah, MoneyGram is where you do the money back and forth over cheap or whatever. It was their stock went way down, I think, because of that whole Alibaba was connected to this bank somehow, and the bank was going to do like a venture thing or something with MoneyGram. And so it wasn't like totally directly related to Alibaba, but it ended up, the MoneyGram stock went way down because of it. Thoughts on business information systems? Stacked up. Could you give me a little bit more of an example, business information system? I mean, you're talking about SaaS, or are you talking about CRMs, or and maybe could you include part of the question in the answer, because I won't remember by the time you get to it. Vega is rocking about it at ICO for $1. Wow, it's almost 380%. There are dozens of crypto trades in just a few cents that will eventually skyrocket. So Rick is saying the ones that are really cheap are going up. It'll be 10 in the next week. Chipit thinks that one's going to fly up there. So that might be a tip from Chipit right there. That as far as one that's going to go up a lot. Yeah, so on the information systems, I need to understand a little bit more what you're talking about. Are we just talking about data? Are we talking about CRM, software as a service, SaaS, SaaS, software as a service? SEO, there are definitely SEO experts out there that can help your blogs and your websites get towards the top. WordPress is a good start for somebody. A lot of the SEO guys like to charge probably $1,000 or more a month. So Boomer, who's an SEO guy, if you guys need to talk to an SEO person, XVG released Wrath protocol. So ship it. Yep. Yeah, you know, I'm the Wraith protocol thing. I'm not a total expert on that. I forget the guy's name. Rick, do you know the guy's name? There's a young guy does videos. He's been doing them almost daily on that Wraith protocol and in that particular crypto. He does a good job on them. I haven't been through any of his yet, but I did comment a few times on his, and he seems like a pretty smart guy. So I don't remember his name. Guy in his 20s, let's just say that. And if you want to search for that, is it XVG or whatever? XVG is cheap and has a lot of potential. Yeah, if you guys want to do a Periscope search for XVG, you will find this guy. He's done some in his car as well, so you'll be able to find him. IOTA has a good Instagram page. They have a good Instagram page, Julian. Okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, you know, IOTA didn't come up for like a week on here. You know, IOTA or IOTA, that one's still on the coin market cap. I think it used to be in the top 10. It might have fallen out of the top 10. Yeah, so, you know, getting back to that search engine optimization, I've been around tech since '95, and internet marketing is really what I've been around as well. And the local experts of digital marketing in our town that have been doing it for 15 to 28 years. 28 years is a long time, right? 15 to 28 years. Those guys are all my friends. I've known them for 5 to 12 years probably. So they're very pretty close to that group of people. Judge Leon Boy, yep, I can accept your LinkedIn. I don't use it every day, but I'll definitely go on there and accept it. I think Bitcoin will be 50K at the end of the year. That would be huge if it was. Some people think it's going to hit 100,000 or $1 million, not by the end of the year. I do have a service where I post high authority website 2.0. Okay, I got you on the high authority stacking. I understand what you're saying now. Yeah, I used to order that stuff on Fiverr, and I'm sure obviously you do a better job than the Fiverr, but I have to step away for a bit, but I'll try to get back on it. Okay. But he was talking about high authority, the 2.0 sites. 2.0 is kind of your social media, social network 2.0 type site. They have higher PR or higher page rank value, whether or not PR still works or not, I don't know. But what he's basically saying is your website, you're trying to get higher rankings on the search engines, and you don't just want crappy websites from crappy sites, don't really have a very good weighted average. So he wants to give you high authority links, the 2.0 kinds from the social networks that will give extra link juice or extra boost to your website. So for our SEO expert on here, that's what he can help you with if you want to hire him to. And of course, if you can get higher rankings on the search engines, I mean, you get more traffic, you get more subscribers, you get more DMs, more direct messages, and then you get more opportunities to sell and show videos and so forth. Dr. Mark is saying that it's a 24K pure bubble. When you say you're saying gold bubble, 24K karat gold. You're not saying that Bitcoin's going to hit 24,000. You're saying 24K is in gold bubble. It's a gold bubble. IOTA ranks 8 at $4 now. It does rank 8. Okay, because I just heard that Stellar just hit 8 today. Not a fan of Ripple. Okay, I think it's a scam coin to crash the market and scare people away. Okay, it's more of a B2B, I think, than B2C. Tron was really big a couple weeks ago. We got a couple fans of Tron on here. I'm getting Rick in as well. Page 2 is where they hide the dead bodies. Crypto Boomer. Page 2 is where they hide the dead bodies. Yeah, you want to be on page 1. That used to be like 95% of all the traffic was on page 1. And organic, not always the pay stuff on the right. It's not on the right anymore. Which crypto would you invest in? You know, a lot of people are moving towards the altcoins. BizOp, should I show BizOp? Amazon, and missed that comment. Should you do Amazon maybe? FBA if you're going to do Amazon? I didn't catch the whole question though. I like Tron. I own 6,000 Tron. Okay, well, article came out a couple weeks ago. It was up 500% in like a week. So I told Rick Cryptomaniac, who was on here earlier, I told him a couple weeks ago that one was really hot. So I think he decided to get into it. I also told him about Verge, which was up like 861,000%. So that one was up a bunch as well. So the new one of the day, if you watch my replays, Stellar. Stellar was up, I think, 56% since Friday. That is the hottest stock. I think the hottest crypto of 2018 thus far. BZOP is potentially a better version of Amazon. Okay, Mervs, I have not heard of BZOP. And Amazon seems like the kind of the top version of everything right now. I'm not a fan of using HIT BC, so I don't want to get deep on there. Okay, what another way to invest besides Coinbase? You can use other exchanges like Binance and Kraken and stuff. Only place that sells Tron, HVN. Okay, I don't know if that was a question or you know about Colossal. Haven't heard about Colossal. If you guys had to place the exchange on Tron, I don't know if he was making a statement or a question. XRP is now 232. Okay, and it was just 230. Oh, it was 225 just earlier today, right? Steve, not McKenna. Was a statement. Okay, sure. I didn't get the context right before it, so I might have missed that last part. And but Sia coin next up. I haven't heard of that one. British investor like Stellar on Periscope. Julian, are you saying that the guy previously you just typed about was a British investor that does like Stellar and he is on Periscope? You just invested 20K in Bitcoin. Okay, that got you just over 1 Bitcoin then. Robert, are you new to cryptocurrencies? How are you enjoying it so far? We've got fans of totally different types of cryptos on here. HIT BTC has all the new altcoins, but a lot of people are crying about cashing out. Okay, HIT BTC, HIT Bitcoin, I haven't heard of, has all the new altcoins, but a lot of people are crying. Okay, people want to cash out, maybe high transaction fees or it's slow, maybe, question mark. Doing well. Good, Robert. Ranchain mainnet is coming soon. Not even sure what that is, John. I have an account there, no problem so far. Okay, good. The HIT BTC, you're saying, okay. BZOP is in crowd sale stage. Okay, crowdfunding stage. We can talk about crowdfunding in the future as well. Local attorney that is good with raising money for crowdfunding. It's a lot easier to raise money than it was in the past. You can raise up to a couple $1 million, at least locally here in Minnesota, I know. You can do it for different concepts, you know. I have money to lose, be careful. Okay. Okay, so check it when Chain is going to be as big as Icon. Okay, yep, I've been hearing about Icon a little bit, don't know a lot about it. So if you guys want to talk about crowdfunding in the future, we can talk about that as well. If you need to talk to an attorney that can help you raise, you know, up to a couple $1 million through crowdfunding, I'd be happy to introduce you to a real estate attorney as well that I've known for 10 or 12 years. To buy right now. All I can say is the hot ones in the last couple of days have been Ripple has been a really big one. Stellar has been a really big one. 2-3 weeks back, Litecoin was a really big one. I would say. And so we've got 8,458 people on here so far. So yeah, Stellar, yeah, ship it. Yep, Stellar. XVG rocks. Okay, XVG. Yep, so the XVG is the one that we were just talking about earlier, the Verge one, right? And I like Tron, yep, okay. Yeah, you're saying you like the decentralized part as opposed to Litecoin, Ripple, which is centralized. Tron, TRX, Tron, yep, Merbs likes Tron. So you guys like Tron. Now, when you guys like these particular ones, do you like the underlying technology, or do you just like the fact that they're growing up? Pivx, I'm hearing it here first. I have not heard of that one. Oh, it's like Monero, okay. I have not really got the chance to see all the underlying technologies on every one of these top 20, but Rick, will Bitcoin see 30K, question mark? Let's see, technology for me. Will it hit 30K? I mean, the part makes me think that it's going to take a while to get there. Oh, okay, Alibaba and Tron teaming. I have not heard that rumor yet. That's interesting, though. That would make it really go up. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of the money is coming out of Bitcoin and moving into some of the altcoins. I mean, we had I don't know if it was this scope or an earlier scope, we were talking about how they went from 80% market share in the beginning of the year down to like 36-something%. Run for money, Pivx, check it out. Okay, Pivx. I jotted down Pivx just now, but also, you guys, you can do a screenshot if you want to jot that down. If you don't have a pen handy, you can do a screenshot on iPhone. It's I don't know how to best explain it, but the top right button with the circular button at the bottom. If you press them at the same time, you can do a screenshot. I'm not sure how to do it on an Android if you're able to do that. Tron has a super strong team behind them with the money to back it up. Okay, cool. And also, if you guys have not heard this before, if you scroll up, you can see how to follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook group. That's how you can do Messenger or DM. YouTube, I have all of them. For the person that I asked earlier on LinkedIn, I just haven't been over to LinkedIn to accept your request yet. Do you guys sell the altcoin right away when it goes up, or do you hold on to it? Let's see what everyone else thinks on that. Some people like to just hold, and that's just their strategy. Dent, I've been hearing about Dent from a couple people, the Dent coin. It's going to rock. So my investor is more in the marketing right now. It's more in building an audience. I'm going to do some, almost like a podcast a little bit more with David Wang, who was on earlier today. We were on his thing. I invited you guys to him. Some of you guys were able to make it on. Merbs was able to make it on. We're going to do more about building up audiences, marketing for companies as well. That's where more of the investment is at this point. New to crypto, it's good to diversify. Welcome to crypto. I'm holding. Merbs is holding. Merbs was on that show with David Wang, so Merbs saw that show. Merbs could talk to you about it. Next, cost me some look getting the Ignis drop. Haven't heard of that. Ignis. So we're going to be doing more like podcast type stuff on tech disruption, real estate investing. We'll talk about a lot of different things. And so I'm investing more into that right now. Did real estate from 2002 to 2008. I had a handful of properties. So how do you know about Bitcoin? Has crypto? Bitcoin just from talking to a lot of other people on here, and has crypto made you into the... No, I wish I was a millionaire from it. But the thing is we would have 50,000 into it. NXT holder, I think you said, just 50,000 in 1 year when it got up to almost 20,000. XRP Ripple it's been really hot the last couple of days. Everybody seems to like it or whatever. From this past week, it got second position. Put 50,000 and you get 20 times return on Bitcoin, and you become a millionaire from that. Safex, okay. So Shipit's got a lot of different choices on here, a lot of different things delisted. Okay, so Shipit has got a lot of different opinions on different ones he's diversifying in. And okay, Safex, okay, watch out in a good way, you're saying, when that comes back out. And so you guys can do screenshots at any point if you're missing some of these. XRP on Word Exchange purchasing. I'm hearing that Coinbase is still just a rumor at this point. Kraken and Binance is what I'm told. I have a replay earlier about how to buy Ripple based on an article on CNBC. I forget the name of the app that they were doing. They were buying Ethereum, and then does anyone actually use Ripple tokens for anything apart from investing? The finance companies are using Ripple, from my understanding. Any good? I missed the last question. Any good after that? It disappeared too fast. I did a scope on Ripple a few days ago, or probably 5 days ago, that explained kind of what the underlying technology is, how it's financial institute to financial institute and so forth, centralized. Should I sell? Mamba, I didn't see which one you saw. I mean, I would say look at the charts and decide, if you want to hold long term or not. You can click on the message and swipe. Click on the message and swipe. You're saying to do a screenshot, or what are your thoughts? I didn't catch that much. Bitcoin do you have? I'm not holding on Bitcoin right now. I know some of the people in here, Crypto Maniac, and some of those are. Rumor Amazon will announce the use of XRP Ripple. I have not heard that, but that would be interesting. If we can get articles on any of these, that would be interesting. Oh, to see previous ones. Okay. Bitcoin now has... Yeah, I'm afraid that if I swipe, it's going to... I don't know if that's an Android or an iPhone. Whoops. Because... Oops, that's not letting me do it when I go left. Right. It doesn't seem like... I'll have to mess with it sometime because I don't want to accidentally close this because when I was lightly going left or right, it doesn't show them. But I have a small amount of Bitcoin. Should I just hold on to it or invest in other cryptos? Some people like to diversify. Crypto Maniac's on here. He likes to diversify into lots of different ones. He's doing Verge and Ripple and so forth. Just caught it. It was fading. Just caught it as it was fading. Bitcoin is at 15. It's at 15 right now if you guys want to know where it's at. Okay, Merbs wants to do some altcoins. What are some of your altcoins, Merbs? Merbs is my number 4 super fan, moving up really fast on the list. Also, has been moving up really fast on that. Was on our earlier scope. Already, not sure what that is. Let's see. Merb was on the earlier one with David Wang, and he got to see what that was. And David Wang was talking about some different stuff as well. So we will be doing some future ones about tech disruption, about real estate, about investing, cryptos, whatever you guys want to talk about. Thanks for the hearts. I appreciate it. We are at 92.53 so far on this scope. We did a scope about 5 days ago, maybe a week ago. That was at 10,500. Do I think it's over? I think it's going to probably, it could go back up a little bit more now. It's at 15. It could go back up to 17 or 18. It's been doing it so many times. You know, it was, it got down to 10.4, which was pretty low. It was that a couple weeks ago. It was pretty low. I mean, it's quite a bit higher than that right now. So I don't know if it's going to go up to 25,000 though anytime soon. I mean, okay, you agree. Okay. I mean, there's been some guys in the news lately, and if you want to check my replays on it, check the headlines. If you want to check Periscope search engine, there's guys that are like, yeah, it's going to hit 60. I forget his name, but it's like it could hit 60,000. But he's like, it could also hit 5,000. I don't know which one it's going to hit first, right? So, yeah, I mean, if you could make that kind of return on an investment, yeah, it's great, especially if it's in like 1 year. I mean, some of these cryptos have gone up a lot more than that. A lot of guys who've been in stable investments for many years have not seen returns anywhere near that. Only thing hurting Bitcoin is the fees and slow transaction. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin and Coinbase and so is really, it still owns a lot of market share. I mean, none are really that close. Ripple is up to like almost 40% of it now, I think, for market share. Mariposa high. Yeah, the transaction fees, people complain about the congestion, and that's why they're forking it and stuff. You need Bitcoin to buy altcoins. Yeah, so there you go. You need Bitcoin to buy altcoins. What I was hearing on earlier, though, was you use Ethereum, you buy Ethereum to buy Ripple. Bitcoin just warming up will easily hit 100K. Coinini, explain Coinini. I don't know what that is. Mariposa, I am not your dad. Oh, my head's built like a Bitcoin. Oh, thanks. Take that as a compliment. Mariposa, no. Oh, Bob Zmoda is the dad. You are the father, Bob Zmoda. Bob Zmoda. Swaggy J, you're a mama. Yeah, so we get some different people on here, but it's some different stuff. There you go. Bob's point is simply send money. You want Bitcoin money though too, right? Price on Bitcoin is based on supply and demand, how the money is moving in and out of the market, and news that hits for the day. You think Ripple will soon dominate faster transactions and the financial institution push? Financial institution, big part of it, very much faster settlement times. Yeah, I did. Thanks, Swaggy. Yeah, you know, you get better at taking the joke. It's kind of hard on here because like you don't know the context, you don't know who you're talking to, so you don't like know how they mean it. Because you get some trolls on here too, and it's just like, it's like, I don't know how they mean it, so it's just like, I'll just assume that, because it's just text. He's just like, I'll just assume he meant it in a funny way. JDH, thank you for being on here. Thank you for the good luck to everyone on here. Definitely check some of my replays if you haven't. I think Litecoin has some catching up to do and might pinch some market back. Okay. Yeah, Litecoin does have a lot of catching up to do. If they do connect with Facebook, that's going to be huge. Ship It, thank you for following me as well. Feel free to connect with me, DM on Messenger or Instagram sometime. Bitcoin is going through the roof rate, 200K and further. Is it going to be Bitcoin or is it going to be Bitcoin? I don't know if Bitcoin's come out yet. I heard there's a shitcoin though, but yeah, but some people think 100,000 for Bitcoin. I've heard 40,000, 60,000, 100,000 from smart people, and then a few people have said a million actually. Can you help me make 100K? Tom, I don't know, maybe. Let's see, Bitcoin is the new Bitbud. Okay. Litecoin and Facebook, we'll do it. Okay, yeah, follow me on Twitter. Facebook, there was, so the owner sold all his shares in Litecoin, and there was a rumor in the article on Zero Hedge about a week ago. Not sure on the Robinhood comment question mark, that Bitcoin could possibly support Litecoin. That was on an article on Zero Hedge, right around the same day that Lee sold all his shares. So I don't know if there's going to be a connection there or not. How much have you made from Bitcoin? I'm more into the marketing part of the business, as well as marketing for real estate people and building the audience for the crypto space, as well as investment, connecting people to other investors. Because a lot of people I know want to do long-term investing. They also want to be very diversified as well. So crypto is just like an allocation. It's just part of the whole overall long-term plan. I believe a lot in cycles because I saw the 2007-2008 real estate thing when it was going to happen. So I see it. See, Brian, you don't invest in yourself. Yeah, definitely invest in myself. Definitely invest in knowledge and marketing and relationships. A lot of times with networks. I'm doing Robinhood, and I did good today to use Robinhood. Okay. Robinhood, you gave back to people, you mean. I figured out easy way to make $2 million on Bitcoin. Start with $4 million. Yeah, I like that. That's a good joke. If it goes down 50%. Remember, if it goes down 50%, something has to go up 100% to get back to break even. XVG, I mean, I don't know. People have been saying that one's, the Verge one's a pretty hot one. I think it was up 861,000%, you know. So, Tom, okay. Yeah, so definitely, you know, been around tech since 95, real estate since 2002. So I've spent a lot of time building my networks of investors for the future to connect with my marketing. How's Ripple? People like Ripple. Ripple was huge this week. Got to the #2 position for market cap. The Tom and Tops part, I'm missing the full context of everything. I think Litecoin has taken off quite a bit, and a couple of weeks ago it did, at least. I think it was 3 Thursdays ago it went up 89% in one day, I think. Hello, Owen Fresh. Why did the guy rate Tom suspicious? Deep state. I don't know why he rated Tom. I actually wasn't catching the context of what he was writing completely. So we're at 99.02 for people on here so far. So we're getting pretty close to 10,000 so far. Going through a lot of regulations. Bitcoin is going to, I don't think it's even started the regulations. I think it's going to be a lot more than it has been so far. It is in South Korea and some of the other areas. South Korea and Asia and so forth. YBC was falling for the new year. Will Ripple hit 100? 1 second, let me get to that one. Ripple 100 by, will Ripple hit 100 by 220? That would be a pretty big jump from where it is right now. Opposite of straight coin. What's Bitcoin opposite of straight coin? I don't know what that means. I have 2 Bitcoins. How do you sell them? You can sell them on Coinbase. Why did Bitcoin go down? I think the money's coming out of it and going into altcoins. I think it's supply and demand. I think that's why it went down. Earlier question. I almost invest in Bitcoin. I changed to Robinhood, and I'm returning 9% every day. Okay, so Robinhood must be like a program or something, like a USI or something, like a mining program. Bob wants you to give them to him, so that's cool. Big Daddy, which one's worth right now? CoinMarketCap.com is, you can find out which ones are worth what and what the market cap is on each one. You know, Litecoin might have had a little bit of a correction. It was really hot about 3 weeks ago. Hasn't been in the news quite as much. Oh, Robinhood's a stock trading app. Okay, gotcha. Anything that has zero intrinsic value will be worth anything. You're saying it will not be worth anything. Free trades. Have not read Easy Money by Robin Banks. Have not read that. Robinhood is a free investment app. Gotcha. Okay. You're stocking up on Litecoin. LTC, you're stocking up on Litecoin MERBs. MERBs, you like a few different coins. And MERBs was on my earlier one with David Wang. I invited you guys on. He was on there. India called the Bitcoin Ponzi scheme. Why did India call the Bitcoin Ponzi scheme? Some people think it is because of how it's going up. And they don't have the intrinsic value in their mind, or it's slow to get a payment and so forth. It doesn't work exactly like one, but Bitcoin. Bill Laws got happy. Love, he says, what's your Twitter so I can follow? Twitter is at Ron Orr. Is a Twitter at RONORR. Do you think there's potential for Potcoin in the future? I haven't heard enough about the Potcoin thing. I mean, I think I was just saying earlier to somebody a couple hours ago, I think majority of states are going to legalize it at some point. California just did the beginning of this year, right? Bitcoin ATM machines are costly fees. Transferring money, any tips to lower fees on funding accounts? People are saying keep it on the exchange and it's a lot cheaper. On the fees, I'm making a ton of money with, I missed the last part, I'm making a ton of money. SafeX will have a decentralized marketplace. You can sell real estate on there. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, maybe you can mention that to me when we talk sometime. I can tell that to a lot of my other real estate friends. Ethereum's been really big, right? Was today, right? Today was the big day for Ethereum, wasn't it? Potcoin, spot stocks, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, penny stocks. Yeah, I mean, I've known people that have invested in it over the last few years, medical purposes. You have tried buying Bitmodoff and Ponzi coin. No, I haven't bought the Ponzi coin. Is there one called Ponzi coin? Keep me updated. There's that other Mana, M-A-N-A, was where you buy the virtual real estate. I think it was the one where raised $23 million in 35 seconds or something like that, and a bunch of people were locked out on it or something like that. Yeah. Ether today was the big day for Ether, right? That was the big one. Ethereum went almost 1K today. Wow, so that one's a big one. So you guys can get the latest news on that on coinmarketcap.com to see where that particular one's at. But yeah, I mean, we've seen today the other big one was Stellar, 56% since Friday. Peter Thiel invested in Buttcoin today. Peter Thiel, there's an article that Peter Thiel invested millions into Bitcoin. Ethereum as well, okay? CoinMarketCap.com, correct, yes, CoinMarketCap.com. That's where a lot of the data is coming from, everything now. Peter Thiel is a co-founder of PayPal. He is the early investor that put the big money into Facebook. Fake and news, I don't know what that means. So Peter Thiel put the money. Back, add me to Twitter. Perfect, great. He was the early Peter Thiel was the co-founder of PayPal, but he was the early money in Facebook, like really early money before like anybody barely even knew who they were. He put a lot of money in, and he is putting millions into Bitcoin. That's what the new story on CNBC today says. So, is it hashtag fake news? I'm not following what you're asking. I'm sorry. What is your Twitter? Twitter is at Ron Orr. RONORR. By the way, guys, you can follow me on any of the social networks. Where can you buy? I'm not sure the full question is. Bitcoin, Coinbase.com would be one place that you can buy. It's more user-friendly for people that are newer. Cryptos. Yeah, cryptos, Bitcoin, for example. There's a lot of other ones, Kraken, Binance. Other people can explain some other ones on here as well. If you scroll up on here, click on my name or anything like that, you can see like 6 other social networks I'm on. There's actually 8 links, I think, if you count my website, the ronor.com website. But like, I have YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. I mean, Facebook group, whatever you want to be a part of, however you want to connect. Bitcrap and Coin Garbage. I don't know. How are those doing so far? I haven't found those on CoinMarketCap. Do they even make the top 1,400? Ship it. Thank you for adding me on there. And then, as you probably know, on Twitter, it's pretty cool. I mean, I was on Periscope 2.5 years ago. They don't the cool thing about like Periscope now is you get all the replays of all these videos like full length on the Twitter feed. You can just go right down the Twitter feed, see how many viewers were on there, and just watch it. It's pretty cool. Oh well, hello. How are you? It's good to see you. So yeah, it's been. I really like Twitter now that it has all the replays for the videos. I think it's a lot cleaner look and stuff. So I've got a couple different ways. I've had people go over to my Instagram. People go to LinkedIn, Facebook group, Twitter, and YouTube and so forth. Yeah, Goyle, you're very welcome for it. Just been around investing for a long time, but crypto's a little bit more newer than some of the other ones since I was around tech since 95 and real estate since 2002. So obviously cryptos haven't been around that long. Yeah, I did actually read a thing late last night on an article that said there's a book called The Sovereign Individual that actually two guys predicted essentially Bitcoin 20 years ago. They didn't call it that back then. It was like a crypto digital type currency, but it's in this book, and I saw some of the highlighted page from the article. I think it was on Zero Hedge, and I think it was called The Sovereign Individual, and yeah, they predicted it like 20 years ago, so that was pretty cool. We are at almost 11,000 people on here so far, so we can't complain about that, right? I think we just got a huge bump of like 1,000 people. Like, oh, they're coming on really fast now. Okay, good. So because we're getting a lot of people in here, wow, they're coming in fast. So let me just look at some of our live viewers right now. Dell Mortgage Guru, you're a live viewer. I've seen you on here before. Welcome. We got a lot of friends in the mortgage business. Those are the guys you want to talk to for real estate. You can see them on the replay as well if you want to like connect with somebody like that. Goyle Senior I see on here, somebody I recognize. Buckeye State Investors, got an investor. It doesn't let me see a lot of the other live viewers that are on right now. I just thought I'd give yes, I remember the interview with Bill Gates talking about cryptos in the 90s. Oh wow, crypto. Yeah, I didn't know he was talking about the 90s. I know he had a quote, I think from 2014 or 2013, where he was pretty bull and pretty strong on cryptos from that time. Yeah, we're up to 11,000, so I think this is a new record that I've done for these. Yeah, so that's great. You guys have had really good questions, very intelligent investors on here right now. I'd be curious what brought you here, as far as, was it a certain coin, was it a hashtag, was it Twitter, was it Periscope, was it real estate, was it stocks, was it Bitcoin? I'm just kind of curious, like what brought you in today. The article Bitcoin Fading, if we go back to the original part of the scope, I don't see if I even have the notes anymore, why I even named it Bitcoin Fading, because it's been so long that we've been doing this scope that I'm trying to, let me find the original Bitcoin and investments. I need a cheap altcoin where I can make millions. Does anyone have the $1 million coin on here? A lot of the cheap ones are not as cheap anymore. Well, Microsoft had the XP coin on Xbox since like 2006. Okay. Remember Second Life too? Like a lot of stuff Second Life was doing like 12, 14 years ago. I mean, a lot of people are trying to do that kind of stuff now. ADA, okay. Would you consider a hair transplant? Thanks. No, I have not actually. I mean, I think you're just getting the wrong angle on my head, but TRX will be soon. If you're into real estate, I'm going to make you a lot of money in April. I'll keep you updated. Okay, ship it. Yeah, connect with me on real estate. Let's connect. Oh, you were telling me about the virtual part of real estate. I heard there's some cool companies out there too. What is the other one? EXP, I heard, is a cool company that's coming out. We can talk about that as well. Ripple brought you on. Yep, Ripple's been real hot lately. It's getting up to the second spot, but I think Ethereum might take it over. So it's been a while since I started this scope with the original words that I started with, but light above your head is too bright. Aim down a bit. Oops. Light above. TRX went from 4 cents to 9 cents. Okay, cool. Let's see if reflection isn't killing you so much. There's a nice contrast there, but yeah, that light is pretty bright. Okay, so originally we started off with Bitcoin fading. Bill Gates talks about Ripple last week. I didn't hear about that, no. So we started off the scope with Bitcoin's fading, lowest level dominance so far. It was at $19,783.21. It went up 1,300% last year. Could Bitcoin's already come back a little bit from the 10,400 it was at. There's been a rise of other cryptos, though. This is what I was talking about in the beginning of the scope, if you're just joining now. Tuesday, they reached 231.8 billion for market cap. It got down to 36.1% of the total value of the market cap of all cryptos. That's the lowest it's ever been in history. Ripple sucks in, get out, low, dump it high. Okay, so you think Ripple is going to see a correction? Well, see, Ripple with a cup of tea. So everybody had a different opinion on Ripple. It was 37.6% of the market cap total in June, over 80% start of 2017. Yep, other ones are probably going to rise in 2018. CoinMarketCap.com if you want to get this information. See, Ripple is just a good pump and dump coin. Okay, you don't see it as a long term. I think it's hype news maybe. What are your favorite coins? I like the ones that go up. Those are the ones I like, unless you want to sell short on the futures. But banks control Ripple, yep, centralized, very true. So we saw a total market cap of 640.4 billion if you go to CoinMarketCap as of today. You do the math. Stellar had a big day, 56% since Friday. It's been way up there. It got up to number 8. You think Ripple's fading? You think it's going to correct maybe? It was at 225. Somebody just said it was at 232, right? So because of Ethereum, Ripple, and Litecoin, they've been taking a lot of the market share of Bitcoin, it seems like. Tony likes altcoins. To give you an idea, Ripple is at 3%. Let me see what it says. Oh, December 1st. Ripple was 3% of the market December 1st. It was 14% as of today. Ripple will be here for a long time, you're saying. Okay. XVG, you like the underlying technology. XVG will hit $1 this weekend. That would be huge if it did. Verge. See, Ripple, in Verge I heard was up 861,000% or something like that. Ripple was up 36,000% last year. That's huge compared to 1,300 for Bitcoin. Too late to invest into Ripple? I don't know. Ripple was up 36,000% last year. I mean, I don't know. It could correct itself at that point. Tron was big a couple weeks ago. They said it went up 500% in a week. So if you believe it, that some of these coins correct themselves, I mean, that's a possibility as well, right? We are at 11,800 people on here. I think I'm going to probably do 13 to 15,000. Let's do 13 to 15,000 and then maybe take a little break for a while. Maybe I'll do one a little bit later or something. I prefer Ripple to Ripple. I missed the one right before that. Good joke there. I think Ripple will correct back to 150. That would be a huge correction if it did. Ripple defeats the purpose of the whole crypto movement. You feel like because it's not a business to consumer, it's more of a business to business. Is that why you feel like it doesn't? Or it's because it's centralized instead of decentralized. That's what you're saying. Ripple is up 36,000. Is more likely to go down 30,000 shortly. Yeah, so you're thinking Ripple. Sammy Hine, you think it's going to correct. Ripple will be a rocket when it hits Coinbase, dump it on the rise banks and steal people's money. Have no clue. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I mean, I was thinking about that the other day. Who was saying something? It's like, you got to think about it. I mean, if these things, if they have a limited supply, control factor, like control of supply and demand, you mean? Oh, okay, control factor of centralized. You're answering earlier question. Okay, Coinbase tax is high. Okay, Coinbase tax. Oh, it's really high tax. Okay. What I want to say is, like, think about the supply. Like, think about supply and demand. Think of how there's a limited supply of these coins. But then think about, like, once they go on to Coinbase, where a lot of the people are, there's now this sudden surge in demand. Right? So now all of a sudden that ratio is better for you. It's like this huge demand. So if, like, you hear a rumor that a particular coin, like some people think Ripple's going to go to Coinbase, if you're hearing that and it does go to Coinbase, now there's all these people that can easily access it, and like the demand just went up a bunch, right? It doesn't mean it's going to go up for more than a day, 24 hours, but that extra demand will probably get more people to buy it because they now have that opportunity to buy it, right? So that part's kind of interesting, I think. As far as like trying to win on the supply and demand, which sometimes overrides even the underlying technologies, I think. But what do you guys like for the underlying technologies on these coins long term? What are your thoughts on it? I've looked into a few of them. Like the Ripple one is kind of interesting. I mean, you can save some fees. I can understand that people don't feel like it's decentralized. Yeah, Tron was the other one I looked up too. X-Main likes Tron. I thought the underlying technology on Tron was pretty interesting too. You know, a lot of these, I mean, Bitcoin came out in 2009. I mean, it was 9 years ago. A lot of people feel like these new technologies keep evolving and getting faster and faster, settlement times and so on. Crypto long term is risky. Don't you? But do you think that like there's going to be a digital currency and a blockchain long term? Don't you think that's going to be long term though? There's really no denying it, right? We're 12,226. So we've got a pretty good run so far of people on here. A lot of people trending right now too. So if you're just joining us right now, let me know your questions. People will go back to cash in hand. Boy, they're making a lot of regulations about cash in hand. Did you see my scope from like 2 days ago? Maybe it was 3 days ago, where China is limiting your overseas cash withdrawals of $15,000 per year. The government is creating regulations saying if you're in China, even if you play around with all your different cards and stuff, if you're going overseas, you can't pull out more than $15,000 a year. Can you imagine that not giving you access to your money once Big Brother's handed on it? Can you really trust it? You're saying when Big Brothers are into crypto, when they have regulations and stuff, can you trust it? I think the regulations are, if that's what you're asking, if what you're saying, commenting for beginners, what is the basic difference, Bitcoin versus Ripple, etc. Yes. You guys want to come up with a better definition for me? I mean, Bitcoin is a more decentralized ledger. Ripple is more centralized. It's more bank to bank. I think Bitcoin is more for the consumer. It's not quite a currency. It's more of a store of value. Litecoin went up like 89% on a Thursday, like 3 weeks ago. So if you believe in things correcting, I don't know. If they connect with Facebook, that would be an interesting one. Have you read anything about Lakshmi Coin, Indian crypto soon to be released? I have not. How are the regulations over there in India? Are they? Because I know a lot of the other countries outside the United States, if you're following us on here, they're getting kind of tough. You know, China is really tough on it. There's an article that came out about China and the blockchain in the future. If you want to Google that, because I think China was the one that had banned it. Ethereum shot up. Yeah, that one shot up big time. And it actually almost regained its spot at number 2. But I think Ripple still holds it. It's pretty close right now. Venezuela is creating petro crypto. Yep. Was that coming out? I did the replay a couple days ago, and it was supposed to come out anytime now. Venezuela has hyperinflation. They're looking for a store of value on the currency, trying to back it up with oil, billions of dollars worth. Yep. Korea is making a lot of regulation. South Korea. I don't know if North Korea is giving them a hard time or not. South Korea is making a lot of regulations. Yep. And I think it's Japan that's trying to come up with an insurance concept on how to insure it, because of the Mt. Gox thing that happened with 850,000 that got hacked into 3 or 4 years ago. So I think they're trying to do kind of like FDIC for insurance on banks. They're kind of trying to do some kind of insurance. I think it's in Japan, where I would put any money into something that government comes out with. Yeah, and these people are talking about the Fed coin and all that kind of stuff as well. So we still don't know if that kind of stuff is going to happen, right? So, but yeah, I mean, we've got a good investor community here. We can talk about gold, stocks, real estate, whatever. I'm not a stocks expert. I can connect you with one. Not a gold expert. I can connect you. I've been around real estate since 2002, tech since 95. I haven't been around cryptos for 10 years, but I mean, my tech guy that I worked with closely, who helped me with a lot of my tech stuff when it got a little too techy for me, he got in 2011. He got into Bitcoin. So he emailed me back a couple weeks ago, said it's been a wild ride. Did you know something about Claudia Coin? They stole a lot of people in Colombia through an application. Yeah, that was like a Ponzi, and a lot of people, money's got frozen, and a lot of people lost a lot of money. I heard about that. I didn't get into it because at the time, I mean, I've kind of heard the spiel a lot, when people try to get everyone to jump into that kind of stuff. You're new to it. Everyone that's new, I mean, Crypto Maniac, who's on here a lot, he just says go to Coinbase, understand the wallet. Also, if you want to check, I have a replay about Bitcoin training. Steve and Pauline do a 7-hour training, 3 classes. They'll teach you on Periscope privately. If you want to check my replay, just do a search for me and look under Bitcoin training. You'll be able to find it. It gives you a Google short link. You'll click on it, and on there you'll be able to figure out how to PayPal them and get into that exclusive Periscope private chat on how to learn Bitcoin as well. He has 3 classes on that. I think it was yesterday that I actually did that Periscope. I don't have all my notes handy as far as what he teaches and stuff. He has a lot of bullet points on there of what's taught. He has probably 50 bullet points of what's taught in those 3 classes, Steve and Pauline, so they'll be able to teach you. about Bitcoin. So if you want 7 hours worth of training, so that's pretty cool. We are at 12,700 people so far. So I think we'll do probably 14 or 15 just to see. We'll see how fast it comes up. But yeah, this will be definitely a record scope as far as the amount of people on it. I'm sure it'll be a record too for all the comments that will come on. Definitely the best group of people and the best comments we've seen on here so far. So I thank you guys all for that. Okay, Julian, you're going to be out. Yep, I'm going to be out pretty soon. I like to see if we can hit 14 or 15. Let's hit 15, kind of like Bitcoin. Where are we at on Bitcoin right now? 15 something. Yeah, thanks, Julian. Maybe you can follow me on Twitter or something. Yeah, if we're at like 15 something on Bitcoin, why don't we just hit that number? Do you think it's safe to spend money into Bitcoin? You know, I think what I would say to you, Owen Fresh, is go to coinmarketcap.com and just kind of see how the money is moving over a period of time to get a little bit more perspective on it. Because, like I was saying earlier, it went from 80% in the beginning of the year to like 36% as far as how much of the money moved to something else. So I think that's pretty interesting. I mean, at least look into the other altcoins and do your research and stuff too. But yeah, I mean, if you want to go back on the replay too, I went through a few different times. You know, it could be. I think 2 chains, I think the challenge is the transactions per second aren't fast enough. You can do 6 or 7, where Visa can do like 20,000. Okay, cap to a coin. I only know how to read charts. I don't know so much you evaluate it as much as you can just kind of understand the total amount of money. Like in November 1st, we had 200 billion total in the whole crypto market. It's like 630 billion now or something like that. 640 billion as of today. And it's just like kind of seeing where the money moves from like one to the other and how they rank and so forth. Crypto threatens the stronghold governments has on currencies regulations. Yeah, you're saying that they're going to create that, Jamie, because they don't have that control that they're used to. The government doesn't have the control that they're used to, is what you're saying. C13. Okay, so we're probably pretty close to 13. May end up doing 13.5 or 14 for the total. Unless you guys have a lot of other questions you want to ask before we're done here. And you guys can check any of the replays from earlier today. We had about 10 or 12 different ones. Quite a bit on some different news stories. Stellar was one of the big news stories. Peter Thiel was one of the big news stories, I think. And usually I come back on later on and do some more. Uneven, you can start with Coinbase. You can look into that. You can go to bitcoin.com. You can check my scope from yesterday about Bitcoin training. Steve and Pauline do a 3-class, 7-hour private Periscope training on it. You can look into that. And then you can watch a lot of the previous scopes to find some information as well to see what's going on. Okay, well, it looks like the questions are dying down a little bit now. We've had a pretty good run on this, and I think I'm going to do some more later. They're not going to be this long, but I think I'll do some more later as well. You know, Ripple was doing really well this week. I mean, I'll tell you this one, 2 chains from earlier. Ripple had 3% December 1st. They're only 3% of the total, and now they're 14% as of today. Yeah, Rick, thanks. Thanks for being on the whole time. Really appreciate it. If you guys ever want to talk about topics other than the crypto stuff too, I'm happy to talk about that as well. I'm going to try to get some of the other experts on some of the other topics as well, so you can get some other perspectives as well. People that have been around other stuff like gold and stocks and real estate and tech disruption and all that stuff for a really long time. Turkey, yes, Bitcoin, and probably on Snap. And okay, I haven't been using Snap really, because it just didn't work the same way as some of the other networks and stuff for me, so it was just different. But yeah, it was, you know, there's a lot of people on here. We're, you know, still close at 80. I hate to shut it off when there's that many people on, but I know you guys will be back on if I'm back on in another hour or 2 or something. I know you guys will come back on and want to continue this conversation because it's been a good one. Everyone's been a good contributor, had really good questions, and I'm learning a lot from you guys. Yeah, Rick, cool. Yeah, I'm learning a lot from you guys as well. Rick, maybe you can check, 5, 10, 15 of my replays from the last couple days, and probably be more excited and you'll learn even more. So, all right, well, thank you guys all for your time, and let's connect, and let me see you a little bit later.